Hi guys, it's Lana. Today we're gonna do a video that I actually promised for a really long time, but I never got around to doing it. It's the Camgirl Q&A. So basically what happened is that I asked a bunch of camgirls on my social media, like my Instagram, my Twitter, questions that they wanted answered in this video. So here we go. All right, first question. What are your Myers-Briggs and D&D personality types? My D&D alignment is chaotic good, and as for the Myers-Briggs, it's been scientifically proven to be unreliable, so I personally don't take it seriously. Second question. Did you have any obstacles to overcome when you first started camming, and what would you say was the hardest part about starting out? Also, hi, I love you. I had so many obstacles when I first started out. What a lot of people don't know is camming or anything that puts me on a stage is definitely one of my biggest weaknesses ever. But the reason that I decided to do it was because I had so many options for fun things that I like doing, like what you guys see me do now, like cosplay. The hardest part for me was having to get over being really shy and then also forcing myself to learn a bunch of new things all by myself, like software, to learn new skills to have any chance at all at being successful at this. All right, next question. How do you feel about other cam girls watching your live shows? I normally wouldn't care, but I'll be honest, I think we all know how shady and petty the cam community gets, so we all have to sort of watch our back. I've had really bad experiences with other cam girls, especially when I was starting out, but I actually plan on making another video about that altogether later in the future. How do you keep the room interesting? A lot of girls do games, but if you're starting out, it's difficult with so few viewers. How do you overcome the frustration of getting little tips to continue the next day? If you started out as an introvert like me and you're not like some of my friends who can just easily be the life of the party, then you're just gonna have to find it within you to learn how to be a little bit entertaining, because that's something that you'll definitely need to be a cam girl. At first it's hard, but eventually you'll get the hang of it. A little bit of confidence and experience goes a long way. As for the frustration of no tips, that's something that every cam girl or cam boy has to go through. There are going to be a lot of days where you get almost no tips. Even I used to go through that. So you're just going to have to dig deep down and be strong. It's going to get frustrating. It's going to get disheartening. And you might even get a little bit emotional when you're offline, but you have to toughen it out. When it comes to editing the profile, do you get a webmaster to help you? When I first started camming, I forced myself to become an extremely resourceful person. Whatever I need for my career, I will search for it in depth and learn whatever I need to get by. How risky is public stuff? You sit literally in the middle of... Sorry guys, my kitten's in the back of me. Anyway, how risky is public stuff? You sit literally in the middle of tons of people and never get caught. Or maybe you do. Being in New York City, there's probably cops like 2 or every 3 blocks. So it's really hard to not get caught. The main idea is to not get caught by people that will get you in trouble or people that seem like they would care. Otherwise, you gotta just kind of not care about everybody else. I mean, that's where the sexual thrill is. It's about the idea of being watched. The only thing I care about is not getting caught. Being such a huge fan of anime, do you find it hard to choose who to cosplay? Do you have a huge list of characters? I'll just go with who I'm in the mood for or who I haven't done yet that looks hot. In other cases, like NieR Automata, I'm a huge Yoko Taro fan, so for example, I wanted to support the game. What's your favorite part of the camming community? Probably the freedom to be able to meet all kinds of different people from all walks of life, which in turn allowed me to grow out from the shell that I never grew out of until I was a cam model. What do you look forward to when beginning a project? The excitement and thought of how my audience will react when it's finally up. How do you feel about making friends with fellow cam models? Is there a certain level of mistrust when models approach you? There was a time when the idea was a really attractive one to me, but every time I tried to build a relationship with one or try to be friends with one, it always ended up sour and just ended up teaching me how greedy and evil people can end up being. What is the biggest unforeseen obstacle you had to overcome in your career so far? Do you have any business plans for the future? The biggest unforeseen obstacle I've had so far is definitely interviews. I definitely have a plan, but that's top secret. What are some easy ways to make a simple cosplay stand out? Don't make generic facial expressions when you're taking photo shoots. Instead, do your best to try to make facial expressions that are like the characters. Sometimes that's really hard, especially when you can't see yourself, but it's something that you'll need to practice at and get better. What have you found to be the biggest challenge when marketing yourself and your content? Definitely finding harmony between my aesthetics and style and what my analytics show me to be successful. What has inspired you and kept you going? I really just have fun doing what I do, and I just want to be financially stable for the future so I can continue doing that. Striving for that stability makes me easily work 100 hours a week. It's extremely stressful and not always fun, but at the end of the day, I'm still doing what I love. So apart from being a cosplay queen, what other tools have you found is a key for success? Example, cam exposure, Twitter, ManyVids, etc. Constant learning. Never stop teaching yourself new things and new skills. Sometimes it doesn't even need to be things that have to do with your career, but they might just be beneficial because more knowledge can create spontaneous creativity. What is your workout routine? Also, what originally got you into anime? I work out for about 30 to 45 minutes on my Bowflex, depending on what I ate that day. If I go slightly below my BMR, I'll shave off like a few hundred calories. But mostly I just keep track of my diet and make sure that I don't go over my calorie limit. Well, I actually started off not even knowing anime was anime. But the thing I liked about, or rather the thing that attracted me to anime more than like American cartoons, is that they had a continuous story that you could like tune in for every day, and I thought that was fun, and I preferred that over episodic stuff that you usually just get in America.